60-degree Fahrenheit night as we welcome you inside NRG Stadium here in Houston, Texas. It's the site that hosted Super Bowl 51 and the famous 28-3 game, and the site that hosted the 2024 College Football Playoff National Championship. NRG Stadium, we got a good AFC South matchup for you in this Week 1 showdown. It's between the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. Welcome to Friday Night Football, folks. Mason Urbane joined me in the booth. We got Aiden here, and we're ready to kick this one away. So, the off season, no more. 2 games in already. Here's Schrader to kick this one away, and off we go in Houston. Here's Smith to return it. He's gonna return this to his own 31, and that is where C.J. Stroud and his offense going to take over 1st and 10. Great return there, Aiden. Great way to open up the game. Here he is, hands it off. Joe Mixon up the middle, and they only let him get a yard on the play, so it's going to be 2nd and 9. Nope. 2nd down, Stroud fires, pass, caught. That's Higgins. Sauce Gardner on the tackle. Sauce Gardner, the former New York Jet, won the championship last season. And Stroud's going to go down first. He fumbled the ball. It's picked up by Andrews. So Houston. Yes, Houston gets the ball back, but it's 2nd and 26, 16 yards behind where they started this drive at. Stroud steps into it, delivers the pass. Incomplete. 3rd down, 26. I would say to make it manageable, you got to try to get it at least to 4th and 5. Less than 4th and 10. Here goes Stroud, fires. It's dropped, so that's a... They pick up the first down, and then it's a 3 and out after that. So, Tommy Townsend, the former Chief, to punt. Go ahead, partner. Indeed, that was not that good of a drive. Now we get a look at Danny Dimes and his offense here. They get the ball 1st down and 10 at their own 45. They made the playoffs last year. Jones fires. Oh, overthrew his receiver. Overthrew his receiver completely there. That's something you got to complete that pass. He was that wide open. This time he makes up for it, though. Caught by Downs for the 1st down. I agree. Jones looking, got it off just in time, and incomplete. Jones stepping into it, hit as he threw it, incomplete, 3rd down and 10. Yeah, I agree. Go for the field goal if you don't get it here. That's dropped. Jonathan Taylor dropped it. That's a 3 and out after that big 1st down. And the Colts calling a timeout already. 7:29 to go in the opening quarter. We'll see what the Colts are going to do here. They're going to try a 57-yard field goal. The kick is no good. That wasn't that bad of an idea either. I mean, some kickers can make... I watched a kicker make a 60-yarder and a 61-yarder, so I mean, that's not a bad decision there. The only disadvantage, he missed it, so it gives the Texans excellent field position. And now the Texans are in field goal range after that 1st down. Yeah, I mean, that time I was able to complete the pass there. Um, let's see. Stepping into it. Stroud going for it all. It's intercepted. Cross. Tried to go for Nico Collins. So it's a 6 and out. A 6 and out on the first drive. And now they just threw an interception. I missed it. Over the middle, incomplete. And that could have went back for a touchdown. Here's Jones. Fires. It's caught. Pittman Jr. first down. Yeah, they definitely did not. Here's Jones again, stepping into it. He's going for Pittman again. He's got it at midfield. That's the same play that they tried to get Nico Collins on. C.J. Stroud did. Yep. Jonathan Taylor, loss of a yard there on that carry, so brings up 2nd and 11. So last time out, they missed that 57-yard kick. Jones hit as he threw it, incomplete there. Yeah, and that could have been an interception for sure if he didn't get hit. That's caught. Warren down the sideline inside the 20. Yes, they are. They don't have to worry about missing it now unless the kicker is that crazy. Goes for Warren, underthrew him in the end zone. Now Jones looking, fires. Oh, that's a bad pass, and he's lucky that was dropped. He is very lucky that was dropped. That was a bad pass. Pittman makes the catch, stays on his feet, picks up the first down, and we got an injury timeout. One of the linemen. 4:36 to play in the opening quarter here. Fox Tube TV's telling us that they're not going to show a replay, so we're not going to be seeing a replay. But Jonathan Taylor, a rush for 2 yards there, gets it to the 2. Jones looking, fires, touchdown, Alec Pierce. And the Colts get the first touchdown of the game after that interception. Extra point up and good, makes it 7-0 with 4:05 to play in the opening quarter. And now we'll see what C.J. Stroud and his offense can do after 2 stalled drives. Here's Noel. Yep. All right, let's look at Stroud and the offense. 105 total yards and 103 for the Colts. There's Mixon. He can't go anywhere. Nope, not even Jonathan Taylor was able to find the end zone. It had to be a pass. Oh, Stroud! Over the middle again! Stroud is struggling. That's just, wow, I didn't even expect that. What's going on with CJ tonight? Here's Danny Dimes in his offense. Jonathan Taylor up the middle there. It's going to be 2nd and 6. Jonathan Taylor right up the middle again. So far, yes. Luckily for the Texans, it's not over yet. Fires pass caught Warren, first down. Jones takes the snap, tries to avoid the sack. I think he was trying to run for it there, and then the player was there, so he just opted to try to throw the ball. Unfortunately, it goes incomplete. Over the middle, caught by Pittman, correction. 1st and goal. Colts trying to go up 14-0 here in the first quarter. Short pass. Pierce has it. Now Jones. Taylor up the middle. Fighting for the extra yards. Can't get there. Oh, they decided to run a hurry-up offense play. Interesting. Oh, fake spike. To the end zone. Touchdown. With 51 seconds to play in the opening quarter. And it's not over yet for the Texans. We have saw comebacks happen. The Lions led 21-3 in the opener. The Jets made the comeback to win, 40-38. And then we saw the Giants appear to have a one-sided contest last night. The Patriots came back. That one ended in a tie. So there's a chance at a comeback here. Noel gets some blocks there. Return it to his own 30. What can CJ do? Hasn't had much luck go his way. Stroud fires. He's got Nico Collins at midfield. I like that, how they run straight and then cut back, too. I mean, it just fools the defender every time. Stroud taking it himself. He fumbles the ball, and it's going to be picked up by the Colts. What is wrong with the defender? He stepped out of bounds. That could have been a touchdown. Well, they are lucky that is not a fumble 6, as I like to call it. Taylor up the middle, breaking the tackle for the touchdown. You can't make this up. Yeah, and it's not out of the ordinary for away teams to win in this league either. In fact, it happened more times than the hometown team won last season. Fun fact, when we played the championship game at Nissan Stadium last year, as appears to be trouble with the kickoff there, and that's going to be a disadvantage to start. Well, they haven't been... Yeah, and they can't run the ball, so I would not run the ball here. I would pass. Stroud fakes the handoff, gets rid of it just in time. It is caught as time expires in the first. I agree. Well, that's the end of one here in Houston, and it's the visiting Colts up 21-0. Don't go anywhere. We're back after this. You're watching Friday Night Football here on FoxTube TV. Welcome back to Friday Night Football here on FoxTube TV. Mason Urbane, Aiden in the FoxTube TV booth. Texans in possession of the ball, down 3 scores. First drive was a 6-and-out that resulted in the Colts scoring a touchdown. Next drive, interception that resulted in another touchdown. Last drive, fumble that resulted in another touchdown. And that's a nice pass there by C.J. Stroud. Finally able to get something going after some troubling starts. And it looked like CJ was going to have a nice run set up that last drive, too, when he fumbled the ball. Overthrew Collins there, though. Well, despite their team trailing 21-0, the Texans fans are still packed in this stadium. They know comebacks happen a lot in this league, and they're not going to make their way to the exit yet. 3rd down and 10. Got to try to keep this drive alive. Kirk caught, spinning out of the tackle. Kirk staying on his feet inside the 20. Christian Kirk. Stroud looking, fires, end zone. There it is! Touchdown Colts. Colts, I meant Texans. I'm so used to saying Colts that I said Colts instead of Texans. Fairbairn's extra point is good. That's going to be a flag, but the extra point's going to be good regardless. That's just going to be roughing the kicker. Colts will get the ball back. Here's Fairbairn. And boots it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Good kick there. Alright, so the Colts were on a 21-0 run. There's a catch by Warren. He's going to be stopped shy of a first. Going to be 2nd and 1. Jonathan Taylor, he can't get it. In fact, he loses a yard. It's 3rd down and 2. This is looking like an RPO here. It is. RPO and denied. I think he should have threw it. I really think he should have threw it. And they're going to go for it. They're going to go for it. This could be scary. For the Colts, at least. And they dropped it. He dropped it. And now the Texans probably are in field goal range. So it could be incomplete. It could be a 21-10 game Because again, those long kicks, they happen. Obviously, the Colts missed that 57-yarder. They could be up 24-7 right now if they made that. Mixon only able to gain 2 on the carry. I tell you what, though, you cannot take a sack here if you're C.J. Stroud. Up the middle. He can't get the first down. It'll be 4th and 1. They are in field goal range. They're going to go for it. This is smart. 4th down and 1. I'd go for it. And there's Kirk, first down and more to the 25. Stroud looking, open man, first down. Is this the momentum, or was that last touchdown the momentum Houston was looking for? Like we said, comebacks happen. If they score here, they'll only be down 1 score again. And how about that, though? You didn't expect Indianapolis to gamble it and go for it on their own 41 either. Mixing up the middle there. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. Stroud, end zone. There it is. Touchdown, Houston. With 4:16 to play. And after trailing 21-0, the Texans are now down by only 7. As the extra point is good, makes it 21-14. Indianapolis is going to get the ball back. First Friday night football game of the season, partner, and it's a thriller. We thought we were going to get a blowout win, shutout win. Then all of a sudden, Houston scored. And now, fun fact, Houston has taken the lead in passing yards after trailing. That one's incomplete. Jones looking, short pass. That's smart right there. Short passes. No need to throw something down the field and let the Texans tie the game up. Caught Warren. Second and 5 now for the Colts. Oh, Taylor dove at the turf because he thought he was going to get hit. He didn't expect the block to happen. He could have had a first down if he kept running there. Incomplete. 4th and 3. And they're going to go for it despite failing last time. The Texans are the only team to successfully convert a 4th down and make the Colts in the category of successfully completing a 4th down. Colts trying to add to their score before the half. Remember, they were up 21-0. Then 2 straight drives. The Texans scored as we reach the 2-minute warning. They're only a few yards shy of field goal range here. And a first down. Up the middle. Jonathan Taylor didn't get the first down. Fighting for it. He got it that time. Going for a big play. It's Pittman with the reception. 78 seconds to go in the half. Just a reminder, in those 78 seconds, we'll get you down to Orlando and Scott Hansen for the halftime report. Over the middle. First down. I agree. They're going to most likely run one more play, and then they could just let the clock run down and kick a field goal if they want. Yeah, it appears they're letting the clock run down, so they're most likely going to kick a field goal here going into the half. And they do. Timeout with 1 second to go. And the field goal is good, so it's 24-14 Colts at the half. And we'll be back with the third quarter in a little bit. Scott, take it away. All right, well, thank you, Scott, and we welcome everybody back to NRG Stadium for quarter number 3. Partner, before we start, how you feeling about this contest? I agree, but there is a disadvantage to the Texans. You know how the Colts got that field goal before halftime? The Colts get the ball to start the second half here. So you got to stop them. At most, you can only afford to give up a field goal here. As here's Doolin to return, and he fumbles the ball. That's good for the Texans. Good for the Texans. And is that what they needed for the momentum? Here's Schultz. They have a chance to be only down by a field goal here or a touchdown because they could kick a field goal and only trail by 7. Mixing up the middle, first down. I'd go right back to Mixon. Try to punch it into the end zone here. Well, we were saying they had a disadvantage, partner, but then that fumble happened. Announcer's curse did not get the Texans so far. Stroud, middle, touchdown, Christian Kirk. And just like that, with 8:28 to go, when the Colts were supposed to be possessing the ball right now, the Texans score. Extra point is good, 24-21. Would it be funny if they got another fumble, Texans fans? Here's the return. Hurdles, what? He did it again! No way! No way! No way! Partner, you can't make that up. Announcer's curse, bro. I'm telling you, announcer's curse. He actually made it over. He actually made it over the guy and still dropped the football that time. And now Houston is going to try to take the lead. I can't believe it either. And Mixon stuffed. If you're the Colts, I would force at least a field goal out of here, because then you find yourself down by 4. Marks makes a catch, gets out of bounds. Okay. Marks makes a catch. Stroud, got to get it off quick. He does. It's going to go to Mixon, and they're going to force a field goal. So good job by the Colts there. It'll be a 25-yard try, and it's good. We are tied with 6:35 to play in the third. After trailing 21-0. It's now 24-24, and they're still letting this guy return the football, despite fumbling the last 2 times out. This time he hangs on to it. Yeah, and it was at the end of the half. They allowed Houston to score 10 unanswered points. Big play there, though. They don't call him Danny Dimes for no reason. First Friday night football game of the year, and we're getting a thriller. That reminds us, folks, make sure you tune in to... Alright. Make sure to tune in for Saturday night football. Tomorrow night, the Commanders take on the Bears at home. 8 p.m. Well, not 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, after GTA 5 on Patrol Live, right here on FoxTube TV. Taylor, loss of 3 yards there on that carry. Brings up 3rd and 8. Here's Jones looking. He's got Allie Cox for the first down, and they're in field goal range. Jones gets it off. Pierce first down. Got that off just in time, and Pittman dropped it. Oh, he's lucky he didn't overthrow him there either, though, because that one was to the rafters. 3rd down and 1 after a catch and run by Pierce there. Takes the snap. Oh, hit as he threw it incomplete. This is going to be a field goal attempt. No, they're going to stay out there. They're going to stay out there. They're going to go for it. Worst that happens is you pin the Texans deep, so I say go for it. And that's exactly what they do, because the Texans stop them. So 3:27. And how about that? The Texans get a stop. Honestly, the Colts should have just kicked a field goal there. They could have been up 27-24 right now. Stroud gets it to Stover. Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. What a game this has turned into. We thought it was going to be a blowout win for the Colts. We thought it was going to be a shutout for the Colts. Then all of a sudden, the Texans started to breathe life into themselves. We got an injury timeout. So 2:53. So we hope everything's good there. Now Stroud takes the snap, looks, fires, it's caught. Schultz down the sideline. Stroud looking incomplete. Higgins almost made the catch, but he dropped it, so incomplete. Stroud, got to get that one off quick. He throws an interception. And now the Colts will get the ball back after turning it over on downs. And that's why you kicked the field goal, partner, because they could have went up by multiple scores now. And Danny Dimes is hit as he threw it, so it's incomplete. Going, he's got Warren. Jones, got to get that one off quick, and can't get it there. There's another. Oh, Daniel Jones is hurt. Danny Dimes is down with 1:37 to play in the third. This is not what you want to see, partner. Not what you want to see at all. You do not want to see your starter go down. So Phillip Rivers enters the game. That's incomplete. And it looks like Phillip will be staying in the game. It's bruised ribs for Daniel Jones. We're being told the Colts does not want to risk injury, any more injury to him. So Rivers gets them to the 34. It's going to be a 51-yard attempt, and that kick is no good. So they've missed a 57-yarder, they missed a 51-yarder. And now the Texans get the ball back after throwing the interception last time. Here's Brooks, the fullback, for a gain of 4, 2nd and 6 now. There's Christian Kirk, first down. It's kind of unfortunate that Danny Dimes will be out for the rest of this game. But we'll have to see what Phillip Rivers can do. More than likely time for one final play here in the third quarter, and that's it. Stroud hands it off, Mixon up the middle, and that's going to end the third quarter. So it'll be 2nd and 9 at their 39 when we come back. 1 quarter to go here in the first Friday night game of the season, all tied up at 24. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Friday Night Football on FoxTube TV. Welcome back to Friday Night Football here on FoxTube TV. Ready to start the fourth and final quarter of play. Stroud fires, it's first down. Stroud fires, caught, Schultz. Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5. Hit as he threw it incomplete. He was trying to get Kirk there. Brings up 3rd down and 5. Going to the end zone, Nico Collins reaching up and making the grab for the touchdown. And the Texans retake the lead. Or correction, they take the lead for the first time tonight. Fairbairn on for the extra point. That is up and good. Makes it 24-31. So now we'll have to see what Phillip Rivers can do. Abdullah on the return. 8 minutes 44 seconds for Phillip Rivers and company to go down and tie it. Oh, correction, they did put Danny Dimes back in the game. So maybe it wasn't as bad as they thought. Jones tried to get the first down, dragged down, 3rd down and 1. Trying to go for the first. He didn't get it. That's a first down. So the Colts move the chains. Trying to force overtime. Intercepted. And he fumbled the ball. He fumbled the ball on the interception return. And it's recovered by Jonathan Taylor. And the Colts are going to get the ball right back. We just saw a double turnover. Maybe to avoid a big hit. So he attempted to pitch it back, and then it was knocked out of the hands and into the hands of a Colts player out of the other. And now you just give the Colts another chance. Fourth and 3, they're going for it. They got it. Under 5 minutes to play. The Colts got to take better care of the football this time. Phillip Rivers in the game now. And Phillip completes it to Downs. Yeah, he He's out of the game again. Phillip Rivers in. Phillip Rivers trying to lead his team to the tie. Last time he played football with this team partner, 2020. Incomplete. And prior to his time here in Indianapolis, he played for the Chargers. And right here, he's about to tie the game up. Jonathan Taylor's in for the touchdown. I say go for the tie. The worst that happens with the tie is overtime. You do not want to give up a chance to where you put yourself under stress to try to win the game. But look how much time was drained off the clock. They got it with 8:49. There is now 3:16 to play in the game. Keep in mind, the Colts were up 21-0 at one point in this game. Kind of like the Detroit Lions. They were up 21-3. Lions lost. Does that mean the Colts are going to lose? And fun fact, that was the first time in league history that the Lions lost on opening night. And that's the first kickoff game the Lions have lost to. Stroud fires. Collins, he's got the first down. Yeah, or will the Colts get a stop and get a game winner of their own, or will they leave the Colts enough time to tie the game or take the lead? Stroud looking, got it off in time, and it's knocked away from Kirk. Great defense. Got to keep it out of field goal range. Here's Stroud. He's hit as he threw it. No, it's not. It's dropped by Nico Collins. It's 3rd and 10. And the Colts defense stepping up. And threw it towards the sideline. Incomplete. 2:26 to play. They're going to punt. This is smart, though. It's smart to punt because then you could definitely guarantee it overtime if the Colts can't score. More than likely, if you're the Colts here, as we reach the 2-minute warning, if you're the Colts here, I think I would just relax. There is no reason that you have to go down and win the game, right? I think you just relax here, and you just go to overtime. Live to play another down. I like to say that a lot. You don't need to throw a game-losing pick six here. You don't need to fumble the ball. There is no need to rush at all. The only way you should rush is if for any team should rush is if that scoreboard says 34-31 or 38-31. That's when you need to start rushing. And speaking of which, both teams have all 3 timeouts. So if we get a situation like that, there's a chance that yeah, and each incompletion is a stoppage of the clock. Will you see maybe intentional incompletions to stop the clock to save those timeouts? I've saw teams take intentional spikes to stop the clock. Here's the Colts. Big play. Intercepted. Can they return it for the pick six? They can't. We're going to overtime. So, rules of overtime, we will play one 10-minute period. Both teams will have a chance to possess the ball unless, of course, the team that gets the ball first turns it over, either a interception or fumble or a safety. If the team goes out and scores a touchdown, they have to kick the extra point, kick off to the other team. If both teams score a touchdown or field goal, then we're into sudden death. Next team to score wins. But who would have thought after the Texans were trailing 21-0 that we would be in this spot right now? Texans win the toss. They're going to elect to kick. So this is the second overtime game this week, and it's on consecutive nights. So remember, one 10-minute period. If the score is tied at the end of the game, like last night's, it ends in a tie. Here's Fairbairn to kick this off. Oh, look at that. It's the guy who fumbles the football a lot on the return. So the Colts get the ball first, and I tell you what, the Texans made a smart decision of kicking the ball. Because if the Colts go down and kick a field goal, the Texans can win with a touchdown. Rivers. And Pierce dropped it last minute. That would have been a first down. And he dropped it. Taylor up the middle, 3rd and 6. Got it off. First down. Colts. Rivers looking for Allie Cox, overthrew him. Yeah, that was almost a sack indeed. He's got to be more careful taking care of the football. Big play. Oh, that was almost a ball game. That was almost a ball. Did you see that? Oh, Rivers is so lucky that guy dipped his hands in butter before the game. He was probably like, no way am I going to lose in week 1. At least like that. Taylor breaking the tackles, still on his feet. Are you kidding me? And there's an injury timeout. That's one of the Colts linemen. Oh, Rivers took a sack. Third and 18. Got to get something to go here. And got it all back. Yeah. Little to no time. Another injury timeout for the Colts. Their team should probably hit the weight room if they're getting that injured. Pittman with the catch over the middle. And remember, there's no sudden death. So even if the Colts score a touchdown here, they have to give the ball to the Texans. So if the game technically ends because of Madden, we just restart the game with the score we had. Yes, he is, but look at how much time. They almost got 4 minutes off the clock here. Jonathan Taylor on fire. And keep in mind, none of this almost happened. And they're up the middle for the touchdown. None of this almost happened because Rivers almost threw an interception. And they're going to take the field goal. That's smart. Because the worst that happens is the Texans just tie it right back up. Now the Texans... If the score is tied, correct. But keep in mind, if the Texans don't score now, they can't kick a field goal. It has to be a touchdown. If they fail to do so, the Colts win the game. Or if they turn over the ball. So keep that in mind as well. If you're CJ Stroud, you got 2 timeouts. There's no need to rush. You do not need to do something ridiculous. There is plenty of time on that clock. Short passes, I like to see it, partner. I like to see these short passes. That's Stroud realizing, like, that's CJ Stroud saying, like, look, guys, I've had a bad game, you know, we got to lock in here. We cannot be turning this ball over. And they're in the field goal range. Now, remember, it has to be a touchdown. If they fail to score here or CJ turns the ball over, that's ball game. So if you're a Texans fan, you better tell your quarterback to lock in right now. Incomplete. Still plenty of time on the clock. Like I said, do not do anything ridiculous. Nice short pass to Schultz there for the first down. The only time you should start getting more risky is if you have no timeouts and the clock is like seconds away from expiring. Nico Collins, first down and more. Finally tackled by Sauce Gardner. He's only had a couple tackles. Stroud takes the snap. Stroud up the middle. Stroud, first down. And he makes up for that fumble from earlier. Will we get back-to-back games of it ending in a tie? Here we go. Mixon. He did not get in. Stroud getting sacked. 3rd and goal. They only have 2 more chances. Only 2 more chances. Over the middle. Incomplete. It's going to be one final chance. One final chance. He caught it! .142 to go, and if you're the Texans, I'm tying this game up. I'm just not willing to take the risk of going for 2. I mean, it would give them the win, but if you don't get it, then you lose. All right, a minute 42, both of their timeouts. Can the Colts get it to field goal range? And keep in mind, Texans fans and Stroud and his offense just saw the game flash before their eyes right there. Because if he drops that, that's ball game. Colts win. Pittman Jr. And the Colts call a timeout. And that's kind of smart. You want to save that clock. Rivers going deep for Pittman, incomplete. That would have been a game-winning touchdown right there, by the way. Incomplete. Third down and 10. And if you don't get this, you gotta punt. You gotta punt. Oh, overthrew him. 4th and 10. That don't even look like Phillip Rivers, bro. Sanchez punts it away. Fair catch signaled. Yes, indeed. Stroud. Looking. Fires. It's picked! Sauce Gardner! And the Colts are in field goal range, so you have to get a sack. You have to get a sack. Or hope for a turnover. Otherwise, you lose the game. There it is. Rivers, he went back to avoid the rush. And it's sacked. Houston gonna call a timeout. It is 3rd down and 20. Going deep for Warren, incomplete. I would take a shot at the end zone, I'm not gonna lie. The worst that happens is you turn it over and force them to be at their own 40. Rivers steps into it, going for the end zone. Incomplete. $26 seconds for Stroud and his offense. Here's Stroud. He's going to get sacked, and you got to burn that final timeout now. That's going to be unfortunate, though. That might be unfortunate because... Oh, now the Colts call their final timeout. We gotta hope for a big play from the Texans if they're gonna win this game. Incomplete. And if you are the Texans and you get to 4th down, you have to punt. You have to punt. Stroud looking, fires, intercepted. Sauce Gardner down the sideline into field goal range. $52 yards for the win. Do the Colts get it? They don't. And that's... And there's a flag on the play, but it's No, it's on the offense. The game is over. It ends in a tie. It is over because the game cannot end on a defensive penalty, but it can on an offensive. And we get another tie. How about, could you imagine starting your season 0-1, partner? But what a thriller that game was, despite it. We saw the Texans go down 21-0, come all the way back, and then we get overtime. And unfortunately for the kicker there, I mean, he couldn't convert that big field goal. Low-key, even though we already know the final score, though, I'm about to play this overtime and just stream it to see who wins. Like, as time expires. Because, like, IRL, it's only one overtime, so that's why we only played one overtime that counts. Probably go back to the other party. Or we'll probably see what Dark's up to. Alright, like I said, we're keeping the stream going. We already know who has won the game. Or not won the game. We already know what has happened in the game. Alright, so that could have been the final score. Well, no, because they tied, remember? So, like, that overtime period didn't count. We were just doing it for fun. But for our entire crew, for Aiden and our entire crew, I'm Mason Urbane saying good night from Houston. 38-38, the final in overtime.